left to right for Syracuse, you have head coach John Desko, Randy Statz, Bobby Wardwell, Henry Schoonmaker. We'll start with a short statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up for questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Well, there's a game much like last year's where we knew that we were facing a very talented offensive team coming in the Carrier Dome in Albany State. And one of our goals was try to get as many possessions as we could off of face-offs. And we were able to accomplish that today. But as the game went on, looking at the rest of the coaching staff, I thought, this could come down to whoever has the ball last. And fortunately, we had the ball last and were able to put away a little play that we had set up at the end of the game. My hats off to Albany State. They've been outside a lot, and we came in the Carrier Dome, played a great game, and didn't panic when we had the early lead, and came out and had a good second half.
John, in terms of the play that you scored on, before that, at the end of regulation, you obviously knew what the situation was, that if you try to score there with possession and the ball goes out and they back it up, they're going to get it without a face-off and start overtime.
Yes.
I didn't know that, and I'm like, what are you doing? But if that was exactly the plan, exactly how it unfolded.
Yeah, well, we had the ball with Akeem, and I thought they were going to come out and double team us right away. But they played pretty smart. They left one guy in the crease area as the backer. And we told Akeem, he thought about it for a second. We told him if they chase you and you turn the corner, we made sure that we flooded the other side of the field with all the other players. So if he was going to come around, he was going to come around by himself and beat the two guys. But they did a smart thing. They kept the backer in, and unfortunately we had possession going into overtime.
Now that winning goal, when you go to that, that's a play that I've seen you guys run a lot, where you start with one midi up top and then you kind of sneak the other midi in that open area. You've done it with Cometti last year, probably going back years and years. It's a pretty tried and true play for you guys.
Yeah, it's worked pretty well, especially when we have a Dodger with the ball, Dodger finisher, and they have to slide because if they don't, then we're going to get a really good take on the goaltender. I thought Randy was wide open first coming off of it, and I think he just had a little tough angle to feed him with, and unfortunately Scooby came up with it and really put it away. I thought their goalie played great, especially in the second half.
John, how do you explain the defensive breakdown after the
end? We kind of changed as the game went on. We thought that we knew we were going to have to help out and slide on those attackmen, and especially with Mullins. I thought Mullins did a great job on Lyle, and didn't think we had to go as much as we did. But we showed to them, and we did leave the open guys. We didn't recover well in the first half. They were able to get some easy shots, especially in the second quarter. We tried to make some changes in the second half, but I give a lot of credit to the Albany team. A lot of those players, he's got 90% of his team coming back, and a lot of that offense is back, and they know that people are going to be after their attack, and I thought they came up big. The Middies came up big in situations, big goals for them.
Henry, could you take us through what's running through your mind as you're winding up and taking that last shot?
Not much. I just kind of realized I was so open. I just kind of let it go, turn around, and ended up going in.
I imagine you're kind of picking a corner there, or are you just trying to chuck it as hard as possible, or what?
Well, right when I realized, it's kind of my shot when sometimes when I have nothing else, I kind of let that bounce, let the goalie dip, and just so it goes low, and you can just pop it up. That's usually just kind of like my turnaround, fast shot, just a nice little bouncer.
You comfortable with the sidearm leaning a little towards underhand in that area? That your high school coach would tell you better shoot overhand there.
Yeah, I'm usually an overhand guy, but in that situation I better go into that.
The defense did a great job of keeping Miles really low there, and I think he was only 1 yard above GLE, and he's dangerous from there, but they're all over his hands, and it was just kind of a simple pencil save. It basically just kind of hit me and bounced back and found and he got the rebound, so that's it was just great defense overall.
Bobby, how gratifying is it for you to kind of be back in a situation where you're getting meaningful minutes and, have worked all kind of preseason to get here?
It's nice, and I like spending time with Don. Don is a great goalie also, and we both play well in practice, and it's nice to be back.
Coach, from your side, you decided to go with Bobby in the second half in goal. What kind of went into that decision?
It's really just what we've been seeing in practice and what we've tried in scrimmages and in the previous game. Don's been playing really well, and Don's been playing well, and they both deserve to play. And it's a different situation from maybe a year or two ago. We were trying to figure out who the starter would be. Now they're just both playing well, and I think they support one another. We're comfortable putting both in these situations.
So it wasn't more anything Dom did a goal in that first half, just you wanted to give Bobby a chance to go out there?
Yeah, no, Albany, they're really slick inside, and some of the shots that Don took, some of the shots that Bobby took were right on the doorstep. And you're not going to save too many of those with those guys shooting. But I thought that was a great second.
Randy, would you talk a little bit about how important that first game was against Siena for you to come out? It just seemed like tonight you were like really much more comfortable.
It was real good. Just gave me a feel for like the Division I level, and I just had to get used to it, get the jitters out for the first game. And today I felt way more comfortable and felt good.
You played with the Thompsons, back with the Iroquois back when they scrimmaged at SU, and then you know what they can do. I guess you know that 16-11 against those guys, it's not time to put it in the bank yet, is it?
Randy, any extra feeling or emotion from you playing against kind of teammates with the Iroquois? Was this game extra special at all?
No, not really. No, just kind of went out there and tried to win the game. Try to get the boys going.
Randy, why do you think you're so comfortable early on in the team?
My teammates really, they kind of helped me, they embraced me really well, and they're supportive of me, and it's good.
You want to describe that last play, the winning goal?
Yeah.
Looks like you made one kind of dodge on the pole, and I thought you might try to go, and then you kind of...
I kind of just like rung the ball across the top there, and two guys slid to me. Spooney's got it, and I seen Spooney standing there wide open, so I tossed her in there.
Your reaction when...
Yeah, like I said before, defense did a very, very good job of keeping Miles down below the crease. All week we were talking about having an early gate on him, which was keeping behind the goal. And obviously it's less effective there. But so they just did what they were supposed to do, and we made it kind of an easy shot for them to save.
Been any sweeter for you coming from the Albany area?
A little bit. Just it's nice after what they did to us last year, beating us in here. It's nice to get the win this year.
John, it looked like he took a page out of your book again. In the years where you struggled at the X, you kind of were able to negate that with great play on the wings, forcing turnovers, maybe riding guys, other teams in the turnovers. That seemed to me like that happened to you an inordinate amount of times tonight. Maybe you need to look at the film, but is that a concern for you now? What happens after you win possession?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We kind of we adjusted to that. We've got some things that. We've done in the past that we didn't put in yet. We're going to be putting them in tomorrow. But then, for Chris to get him out and then run with him, he had to make some better decisions himself. It wasn't all just off the ball guys. There were some things. They knew that if he was going to win it, they were going to try to chase him. They even let him go out and take a shot there one time. And we're just going to keep working at it. Some other things to give him an outlet for the ball.
Henry, forgive me if this is a stupid question, when's the last time you had kind of a game-winning goal, an overtime goal? When's the last kind of moment like this for you?
I think this is my first. Yeah. So yeah, I was just thinking about that just right now. I think it's my first time that I got an overtime goal. So I've tied it up before, but never got the overtime.
What do you remember of kind of the celebration and the aftermath? Where did you look to? Who did you see?
I don't know. I was just kind of surprised almost that it happened, and then I was just running for my life with my teammates. I think that might have been the most tired I've ever been. So yeah, it's a good feeling though.
Coach, can you talk about the differences in defending the Thompsons this year versus what you would have learned from last year's game?
We know more about it. We last year we played them the year before and we handled them, and they both worked very hard in the off season. And you could see it in Miles as a whole different player than he was from 2 years ago. And so we learned from last year's game. They came out and showed us what they could do, and much improved from the year before. And we kind of remembered that, and talked to other people who have played them in the past, watched a lot of film, and so no, I thought the guys one-on-one did a pretty good job with it today.
Coach, looking at the Maryland first ACC game defensively, and then you've got a team that this week is all offense oriented, next week is all defense oriented. Is that a big adjustment in your game plan?
Yeah, we're going to learn about them. We know they've got some, they had some graduation last year, but they had some freshmen playing really well. And in the scrimmages, they put up some numbers. They had 16 and whatever they put up so far in the spring. So it's going to be interesting watching them. We have to be patient. We know that we'll do well in the face-off, so that'll be a concern for us too. Because Maryland in the past has played us. They've been fairly patient, and they work through really good shots. So we're going to have to play good defense, rely on goalies, and make sure we're pretty efficient at the offensive end of the field.
Time for 2 more questions.
Coach, the Thompsons came out and one goal in the second half as a trio. What was the difference between the first half and the second half?
I think their guys are just more comfortable playing. I think we created some of the offense early on. I think we were so concerned about it that we went so early and we left some guys open, like sliding to them. And I think we saw our matchups kind of like them more in the second half, a little less sliding, did some zone, especially on the inverts. And like I said, the other guys stepped up for them and played well.
Final question.
Is this the start of a week where your team at all had this first tough test down the way?
Yeah, we had 10 one-goal games last year, and unfortunately it wasn't double overtime today. So we're almost the way of life, and if you're watching the basketball team, we aren't trying to mimic them, although it turned out that way. And it is good. It's good to have this win. To be 2-0, coming off a Siena, we built on that, and we knew we were in a tough game, so it's great to come out on top this year.
All right, thank you guys.